Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it's about time for another episode of IO. Let's continue, and yeah, let's see where the B prime is going to end. I think I'm going to try and finish IO in B prime in this episode. I don't know if it's going to be possible. I will see how much I will record in the span of today or in 2 days, and how long it's going to be, but we'll try. If not, then maybe 2 episodes, because apparently I'm near the end or something, or not that far. Anyway, let's continue. What's the exact current status? Indeed, we're in the abandoned building with Tammuz and Ingrisu once again. Mayumi looks quite accustomed to her new leadership position as she listens to the status report at the strategy meeting.
どうも、アッシュールとエクサークの間には越えることのできない断裂があるようだ。
Okay, that's way too loud. 1 second, everyone. Okay, now should be better. We'll see.
敵は一枚岩じゃないと。もう少し詳しく聞かせて。
つまり現在エクサークは自ら開発した量子コンピューターアッシュールと戦っている。そう言ってもいい。
Okay.
量子コンピューター戦っている？
Fight with the Ashur, sure. With what? Did they make third quantum computer? How are they supposed to win against quantum computer otherwise?
ああ、通常のノイマン型とは違い、その中に独立した意志を宿しているらしい。それが反旗を翻した。
前からなんだかそんな気がしてたんだ。
こんなにも早く信じる。さすが意志たるの巫女。
Of course. Well, to be accurate, she's already come in contact with that intelligence before. But if she were to tell them that, it would only cause chaos. Looks like Mayumi carefully avoiding that
そ
topic.
れにしても機械が意志を持ったということは、アッシュール自身もエクサークから自由になりたく。
おそらくは日々実験三昧だろうから、自由意志がある者には相当辛い仕打ちだろう。
連中にかかっちゃ人間だって自殺に追い込まれかねない扱いだから。
Which means you can't help, but I think they would literally treat something they see as only as machine, as a tool. That also explains why Ashur fights to gain its own freedom.
エクサークの攻撃は最近高度に対して手ぬるい。
なるほどね。
Well, Chaos also been holding off on the offensive. Now Mayumi is in charge of them, so perhaps both sides have cooled the conflict down into a cold war.
そのアッシュールだが、現在はネットから切り離されたスタンドアローンの状態にある。
Oh, really? Huh.
そしてエクサークを攻めるのは
マルドゥークをアッシュールに接触させ援護させれば、おそらくエクサークも陥落させるのは容易だろう。
エクサークさえ落ちればサイバースペースは IC にとって生命に満ち溢れた楽園になるだろう。
いなんなご決断を。
Ingrisu Titan tightly clenches his
いい
fists.
わ。でもみんな、その前にこれを見て。
Okay. Mayumi streams Dr. Io scientific finds from her by a computer to the projector. Oh, okay. A research file she obtained the other day is projected onto the wall.
人類の進化系ですって？ママ、どういうこと？
では、エクサークは我々とは同じ目的で動いているというのか。
Okay. The building becomes enveloped in the uproar. Yeah, that's going to cause chaos.
そんなバカな。
だったら我々が今までやってきたことは何？
Even the leaders can't hide their unrest.
みんな、落ち着いて聞いてね。
Nami voice restores silence to the building.
確かに信じられない話だと思う。エクサークは人類を絶滅から救うために研究をしてるんだっていうこと。でも、そのために無理に遺伝子操作をしたり、何も罪のない一般人を大量に殺すのは間違ってる。
That's right. Mayumi's father was killed because of this research. Same with Hinata's father.
進化の手助けじゃない。自分たちの都合のために人類を改造するなんて許せない。
Yeah, they playing gods. Their methods are indeed fatally overbearing.
私たちは IC もそうじゃない人たちも一緒に心よく住める世界を作りたい。
On the other hand, Ishtar and others also play gods, but they try to create the world for the ICs in the cyberspace. They're still creating a world for people, so they're playing gods in creation. But yeah.
そのためには何としてもエクサークを制圧しなければならないな。
A pained expression for Mr. Miami's face. War creates victims of friend and foe alike. But she still clenches her right fist and makes a blooming declaration.
そうね。もうエクサークの好きにはさせない。私たち自らの手で未来を切り開くのよ。
その言葉を待っていたぞ。イナンナ。
日時がどうする
2033年4月15日
Jesus, they loud.
月食の時間に
April 15th. Time of the lunar eclipse.
聞いたか諸君。我々は一致団結して任務を遂行する。
Code raises their war cry, and with it, their
も
morale.
しかしたらその途中で昨夜の行方もわかるかもしれない。
Okay. Miami suddenly whispers this. Yeah, so this is around the time when Hinata was searching for Sakuya and they contacted her probably as well to try to find her. That's right. The last time we saw Sakuya was Exarch's data center, perhaps indeed. Go for it, Miami. I will be cheering you on from the bottom of my heart. It's almost time for me to do some serious work too, along with everyone else. That's been gathered.
やっと私たちの出番ですね、先輩。
俺
Uh-huh.
たちクリミナル再結成後の初舞台だ。腕が鳴るぜ。
風
Sure. Our hearts became one.
クリミナルいざ出撃。
They synchronized. And now, let us go to the final battle. And now we should end episode. Why did I end episodes in the previous episode? At that scene? I don't know. DDO's attack. Okay. And there's the lunar eclipse. So the moon age. Why it's 15.4? It should be 16, I think, right? Anyway. Miami looks towards the heavens. A crimson moon floats in the sky.
時間ね。
Will that figure shroud in the dark overlap with Ashur, isolated and disconnected from the network? The Earth threatens to swallow Miami's determination in the same way the shadow is swallowing the moon.
私がしっかりしなくちゃ。
Miami stops her cheeks as a means of scalding herself. And then she offers a prayer to the rosary at her chest.
お姉様、私にもう一度力を与えてくだ。
I'm frustrated myself for my inability to go embrace her and stay by her
あ
side.
ゆみ、心はいつも一緒だからね。
Her prayer finished, Miami eyes burned with determination to blaze her own path. Okay. Standing in an alley close to the target data center, Code waits for the time of action. 4 trucks loaded with the arms of men are parked on standby. They were doing some sort of the preparation earlier, but now it stands quiet. Miami makes her appearance, and Tammuz and Ingrisu rise to attention.
さあ、戦の前の儀式の始まり
Red
だ。
battle ceremony? Okay, sure. What we gonna do?
おい、イナンナにあれを。
Give the goods? What?
あれって
Ingrisu hands Miami some sort of powdered drug. Oh. What a ritual.
エンリル様が作られた高度の飛躍だ。
Secret produced by Enlil. Are you sure this is not the thing that Exar have?
服用すれば気分が高揚し、多少の痛みも気にならない。そして IC としての能力を最大限に引き出してくれる。
Sure. Sounds safe. Enhances more the tool's pain. Wait, don't me, that's
それって要するに麻薬じゃない。
pretty much. Miami suddenly raises her voice.
薬に頼るなんて絶対ダメ。
Typical terrorist.
エンリル様のお薬になんてことを。
I'm a goddess. Mayumi grants some words of wisdom to the trembling Tammuz.
目を覚まして。エンリルはもういない。
Yeah.
薬は人を破滅に追い込むだけだわ。私は絶対コードを廃人にしたりはしない。
いなんな。
Mayumi turns around and directly addresses Code's forces.
神聖コードは今までのような儀式を行いません。たとえ痛みが辛くても最後まで。
Those words evoke silence for the Code before long. One member stands applauding. Then? Okay.
なるほど。これらの規約は決死を覚悟されたエンリル様のご協力。死よりも生を取るのは愛の神イシュタルの導きゆえ。順当か。
Sure, whatever your reasoning is. If it works, it works. The hearts of the reborn Codes unite.
みんな気合い入れていくわよ。
They got synchronized. Let's give it everything we got. Okay.
これが我々 IC の運命を決める
Last Crusade.
最後の聖戦となるだろう。未来の IC のため生き抜いて天命を。
Okay, how many of them is going to die? Tammuz is a lot on screen. I think like Tammuz going to die. Is Ningrisu going to die? Probably not. I would give that flag to Tammuz, but not to Ningrisu.
これも定めか。
Ningrisu seems like he's like indestructible.
ユミ、よくやってるじゃない。よっしゃー、こっちも頑張りますか。了解。
まず突破口を開く。人間ス。
任せとけ。
Ningrisu climbs into the driver's seat of the front truck. The truck takes off straight towards the data center.
よし、全員乗車。
I remember this scene. At that signal, the remaining Code members brought the other truck. Isn't that the same that we had like in Road C, I think? No, Road E. That was Road E at some point. And we're like traveling through time, I think? Or memories? I don't remember exactly when, but like the truck went into data center and Ishtar was like hiding or something. It's kinda this scene. My eyes start about in confusion.
早く。
Just then, Ningrisu opens the door of the leading truck and jumps out. But the truck only speeds up. Looks like the accelerator and steering wheel have been locked down. Ningrisu waits for Mayumi's truck to catch up and then jumps into that. The truck pulls all of Code. Out of control unmanned truck can be seen through the windshield, heading straight for the data center gate without a hint of stopping. When he sees it, a security guard jumps out and yells something or another, but the driverless vehicle continues its unbridled advance. Of course, like shouting at the speeding up truck is going to stop it. Of course, it's going to stop it. It strikes the entrance directly, warping the iron shutters and sinking into the building before finally stopping. Don't try this IRL. A moment later, the truck explodes. The car parts and the crimson flames bursts from the vehicle, snapping the area around the gate to pieces.
なんなん
C4 爆弾を積んだトラックを突っ込
テム長。
今回は絶対に勝たなければならない。使える。
Okay.
よし、今のうちに突入するぞ。了解。コードブレーカーはネットワークからバックアップを頼む。
They brought the elves.
了解。
Are we going to see them again? May the gods of war smile down upon you. The second track resumes its steady advance to the data center's front gate. The surviving guards nearby run away in terror. Mayumi covers her eyes and goes down on the floor. When she opens her eyes, what greets her is the entrance that looks like it's been devastated by the giant tornado. Or perhaps a crowd of 128 burglars. The elven gods of war. The interior is in shambles. The window panes have all been blown away. Even the counter has been blown sideways. The only lighting in the hall is sparks from broken wiring. Those small shades smoking in the corners of the hall could very well have been a human mere moments ago. Maybe she bumped her head during the collision. Mommy frowns as she holds her head. At the same time, the codebreakers begin their assault from the net. The objective is the same as the criminals, meaning instead of all this independent action, everyone should have cooperated from the beginning, and so I show myself, the codebreakers. They exist! Yes! They back. I missed you guys.
おお、女神の降臨だ。
協力するわ。一緒にエクサークをやっつけちまいましょう。
なんとありがたきお言葉。
They said that Exarch is bad because they kill people, so they went to kill Exarch. Exactly. I mean, like, typical terrorists, right? They show respect for me the same way they did when I borrowed Mayumi's body to contact them earlier. Good, good. Now, looks like things will turn out okay now.
クリミナルを通じて連絡するから、私の指示に従って。
みんな、女神の声を聞け。
Okay.
我らにはイシュタルの加護がある。
勝利へ向けて突き進むぞ。
Sure. The former antagonism between criminal and code has been resolved all too easily. In fact, our newfound cooperation is so in sync that's almost scary.
なんだと。
どうしたの？
まさかそういうこと。
What do you have?
何が？イシュタルがコードブレイカーたちのところ。
Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, connect to cyberspace, you're gonna talk to her too. Mayumi clearly doesn't understand what's going on at all. And so Ningriso.
まさに天の采配。
Okay. So they have the power of God and anime on their side. He picks up his gun with an ear-to-ear smile.
俺に続け。
Ningriso slings an ammunition belt over his shoulder. Pick. Sorcerer is gone. Red is an enormous, inelegant light machine gun, an M60E3, at the pit of his right arm and jumps down from the cargo hold. And the lip appears to have caused no visible damage to his still body. Afterwards, countless code members take up Walters, MPLs and grenade launchers and follow. Ningrisu rushes down the hall.
払いは俺たちに任せとけ。
わかったわ。
Several footsteps echo from the inner halls. Exarch subordinates have recovered from the surprise attack.
死にたくなけりゃそこをどきな。
Okay. What grenade launchers? Ingesu put his M60E3 at the level of his hip and began swiping. Can you name the model? Yeah, exactly. I want to know the model, like... And like explosion radius, if does it have shrapnel, is it napalm, like what is that? Unreadable, exactly. There's not too many technicalities about these guns. We need he. He was pretty nerdy about this. Almost like Kagaki about Craxus. He loves the racings. Yes, we managed to sneak up the Muramasa reference. Long narrow cartridges spew out in quick succession. The 7.62mm NATO rounds glint in the air as they mow down the enemy. Some shatter legs, others pierce the new air outlets in the lungs. Either way, the enemy falls. Mixed among the security guards are men who are clearly innocent. You can make fun of the White Album too now, because Sorcerer isn't watching. You're right. A desperate voice resounds. Desperate voice of I don't know. Okay, I hate. I have too much fun. I don't know. Like I'm stopping like. Okay. I need to concentrate. I need to concentrate more. The code members follow up Ningrisu attack. The imposing Ningrisu stands in the dead center of the hallway, gunning down the approaching enemies. A wall is painted red by the enemy shot through the head. Bullets pour from both sides. Shoulder, leg, arm, high-speed rifle bullets tear through the flesh with superb kinetic energy. Even the non-lethal ones fatally drain the enemy resistance. Okay. The Ingress and the codes overwhelm the enemy, downing them one by one. When is it my turn? Tamus, remember that I gave you a death flag. Don't try to be a hero. Carry around the ammo box. What's my purpose? Bring me the ammo. Rick and Morty reference now. Yay.
任せてください。エルとエクエスは敵の合流を阻止してちょうだい。
あいあいさ。
了解。コウスケ、しっかりやりなさいよ。
チェ、少しは信用してくれてもいいだろうに。
The steady advance doesn't continue for long.
B1、C6 各ゲートの管理権限が取り返されました。
Okay.
なんですって？
It's not like Exar is just sitting on the Thames doing nothing, but still, this reaction speed. Could it be Nabu?
さすが。
Could be.
やってくれるわね。
This guy's kinda insane. Not even the longest serving veteran hackers in the code can make light of that genius skills.
ユミの安全を第一に、敵の増援の阻止を最優先。はい。とはいうものの、中枢まで制圧しないと。ちょっとコウスケ、ちゃんとサポートしなさいよ。
コードのバックアップが減ってきてる。
Exar counterattack keeps chipping away at the code members, providing support from the network one by one, just as Kosuke said. Reaction speed, Nabu is the FPS god. Some get attacked from behind by the computer-controlled housekeeping robots. Are you going to explode? No, okay. Other gets their brains fried by the counter-current electricity, flowing out of the nodes and perish. The advantage of the surprise attack diminishes over time. And not just on the network. Well, it seems like we kind of failing. Professionals employed by Exarch precisely for times like these have begun to fire back from behind makeshift cover, outstand desks and other furniture. Naturally, Code won't accept defeat either. They hide behind corners and shoot from there. But the enemy's shelter prevents any effective results. You know what would be funny? If they use the same elf sprites for Exarch, but like with hair. Yeah. Ningresu, who's hiding behind a corner, bites his lip.
そのようね。
高層の修羅場をくぐってるからだろう。訓練を受けただけの警備員
Okay.
たちが悪い。
After exchanging notes, Tamus takes out a hand grenade. He brings his hand around the corner and throws it in general direction of the enemy.
適当じゃダメか。
Do I really have to aim? What a bother. Take a grenade launcher, then you won't have to, like, aim. It's just like, fuck everything in this general direction.
そんなことないって。たくさん投げればどれかは当たるわよ。
Oh. Sure. Mayumi takes grenades from Code's members and starts tossing them out one after the other. I don't know, but I just imagined it being funny. Like Mayumi making like this like anime face with like closed eyes, and she's like desperate, and she's just like throwing her arms and like, you know, throwing the grenades like, ah, take this. I'm sorry. It just took place in my head.
Oi, oi.
Jesus! Perhaps a fragment hit. Perhaps it somehow managed to land behind the cover. Either way, the enemy gunfire stops. In spite of his surprise, Ningrisu promptly takes action. Oh my god. He gets on the floor and sticks the upper half of his body out into the hallway, planting his M60E3. By pot on the ground, he pulls the trigger. A bullet storm rains down upon the enemy. Even the cover of overturned desks is shaved down by the power of the rifle bullets. At Mayumi's signal, Code members rush out into the hallway and hold their machine guns at the ready. Not a trace is left of the enemy cover. It's been completely swept away. A survivor escapes into the room further back. What's his planning? I quickly take over the security cameras. Okay. The man is wrapping some tubular objects around his waist. Oh! Oh! Great! At the end is a cord of some sort. M63 is literally Rambo's gun. Okay. I mean, Ningrisu is huge, so I guess I can fit. Dynamite. The dynamite-wrapped man flies out of the room. Everyone immediately starts panicking. The hallway is way too narrow. All of Code will get caught in the blast. Shoot the guy and throw the body into the room. We need to stop him right away. Mami holds her gun at the ready as if in response to the thought. But shooting him to death won't stop the explosion. The man makes a mad dash towards Mayumi. Okay, Ningrisu's charge halts the man. Oh, Ningrisu going to die. Oh, okay, I missed. Okay, I missed. He grabs the man with flailing arms, then with the help of several other Code members, even just to push him to the floor. But the fuse is running short. Damn the sacrifice. The emotions. He just slapped her. Tamus grabs Mayumi by the hand and runs off. Code members follow suit. Mayumi turns her head over her shoulder to see Ningrisu smile before he explodes. And then Mayumi and the other rounds the corner. Okay. Ningrisu prepares himself and shuts his eyes. What? I was wrong again! God damn it! Also, isn't like this guy supposed to be like under Ningrisu? So like this shower basically would do shit against the fuse? Because it would be protected by Ningrisu body? That makes no sense. High pressure water shoots out of the sprinklers. It blows out the fuse. It makes no sense. We slipped through Exarch's obstacles and managed to hijack the disaster prevention control system just in time. And we even had to aim directly at the narrow fuse, which was a pretty big deal. Wait. Wait. You aimed at the fuse. Sure. Everyone in Greece and the surrounding cult members included is a dumbstruck at how they've been saved from the brink of death. And the first to come to his senses is the man who was pushed down.
やれやれ死に損なっちまったかこれも女神のご加護か
Sure. After silencing the bomber, Ningrisu scratches his head. And that's when... Is he gonna die anyway? Miami and the other returns from the other side of the corner. Never mind. Ningrisu raises his right hand as a greet when his cheek... Okay, now he got slapped. Well, I bet that this hurt less than the dynamite into face. Gets slammed by Miami's hand at full force. Miami scolds him with the furrowed eyebrows, but the eyes underneath are a welled with tears. That's a contradiction, Ishtar. Or Yumi, actually. The other brave cult members who helped Ningrisu pin down the man began to cower a little at Miami's angry attitude. Miami walks forward with the cult members following afterwards, one by one. Ningrisu gets up and readies his light machine gun. He suddenly stops and rubs his left cheek. Sure. This is what Haruki thinks each time he got insulted and killed by Kazusa. He whispers. He whispers with a voice only audible to us or observers on the net, and follows after Mayumi and the others. But it's not like Exarch's thrown in the towel yet. Are we going to find Sakuya actually here, or not? Ningrisu and Tamus down the enemy after enemy. Mayumi provides cover fire for them too. What if Mayumi is going... What if Yumi is going to kill Sakuya? Because she's going to be like, hey, Hinata will not know that I killed her. And then he's going to be mine. Another guard falls before them. There's many of them. We keep manipulating security to prevent the guards coming from the further down the passageways from advancing. Blindy sound blast special fire. I love Ishtar naming. Ishtar's awesome. We use the fire extinguishing system to spray the limestone attack on the guards' faces. It's a pretty straightforward but effective attack.
Okay. B の奥なら結構距離あるわね。こっちに寄せ付けないようにして。了解です。XS。
こっちも OK。
コードが A4 で警備員の C1 か。分かったわ。偽情報発信。
Should we draw a plans of like Exarch building? Technically we could, right? With like all the like A4, C1, B7, when they're going, like we could probably draw the outline of this, right? Suspects infiltrated area B7. Process immediately.
B7 だ追い詰めるんだよしロック作動おい閉じ込められたぞ
Okay.
何するんじゃおいダダンか
Not gonna happen. This cuts down the defense forces considerably. However, Exarch's own sabotage efforts are still continuing, meaning these conditions won't last forever.
こいつらしつこい。まったく粘着男ほどうざいものはないわね。
Of course, Magdalene gonna say that.
おいどうして俺を見るんだよ
Because you are the only guy here.
さあ。
And no, she doesn't think that you are hot. I remain indifferent and continue my sand attack strategy. All of a sudden a message from security arrives, despite our supposed control of it.
ゲート C から侵入者が来ました。急いで対処しないと。
Intruder who?
くそ D3 突破
C6 もです。敵が
Okay,
合流しちゃう。
well, that's fast. A new enemy is forming. If they break through here, Mayumi and the others won't stand a chance. Inga's group relentlessly fires bullets and breaks through. Each passing second increases the death toll. But not all of them all of the fallen came from Exarch's side. For every handful of Exarch casualties, 1 or 2 code members fall. Mayumi and the other advance deeper and deeper. They turn the corner and find that waiting there for them is a guard. What a surprise. The random guard is there. In any case, this is the enemy stronghold. No matter how many times we take control, they take it back. And to top it all off, Nabu and his anti-cracker squadron are here too. Even the enemy forces we had tied to fragment and imprison have cleverly been freed. Tamusku rushes back to cover, but Mayumi has defeat get caught, and she trips. Tamu's gonna die. He's going to protect her. The guard lowers his eyes down to the back of the Mayumi's head and pulls the trigger. God damn it! Stop baiting me! Ingrisu! God damn it! They baited me again. Wrong person. Will he make it? Even if he does it, then it will be Ningrisu that.
まゆみをみんなを助けてください。
Okay. I desperately offer a prayer to Onesama. Right then? Why Enlil is here suddenly? Where the fuck have you been? A familiar silhouette with blade in hand as its blade guard shines with a 16-leaf chrysanthemum crest. Why we have new wiki? Our farmer is here, yeah. Crest attached to the work of Ichimonji no Rimune, blacksmith who lived in the Fukuoka of the Bison Providence during early Kamakura era. Gotoba. 13 swordsmiths were summoned to develop and perfect Japanese swords. Isn't the story like kinda with what was with the Masamune from Muramasa or something? Or like competing with like swords making stuff thing? Marimune gave the name Kikuichi Monji Chrysanthemum to his swords as a sign that he was allowed to crave the Chrysanthemum seal on them. Okay.
こんなところで転ぶとはなんせ
エンリル様リーダー
Okay, there she is. The triumphant return of Enlil, having finally descended from the Veil of Clouds.
どうして
Sure.
だからここに
話は後ださっさと行くぞ
Yeah, do you know who I am? Enlil takes the lead, providing a barrier with her transparent shield. Mayumi and Tamus follow behind. They hurry at Ningrisu protecting the rear. In that moment, the fallen guard mutters something strange before passing out. This is later. What do you mean, like, this is later? Like, this is after A prime ending even? Like, Sakuya is basically not here? Is it like after, or what do you mean? I meant the smith guy. Oh, okay. So the, like, sword making, like, Muramasa thing. Okay. At that moment, the fallen guard muttered something strange before passing out.
ダイヤの予言が実現
Isaiah's prophecy is being fulfilled. Prophecy? What's he talking about? Any defense, as Tam was an Ingress to shoot the enemies down, they act as one in perfect sync. Yeah, like, Enlil is probably like cutting bullets in fly. Maybe and the other look back at the fallen guards as they advance deep inside.
さてと
We go on ahead in cyberspace and start removing hazards. Eventually, we came across a locked gate in our way. We can let this stop Mayumi and the others.
お願いよはっセキュリティ解析開始
解析完了。対応プログラム準備
Okay.
OK。
ロック解除プログラムの書き込みを
We show off our contradiction skills as well.
自動ドアとは洒落た感じだね。いいしたね。
Okay.
聞く
Did she notice Ness? Yeah, somehow. Well, we have been long acquaintances since our days at Anoaki.
通ったらすぐに扉をロックして
了解。ロック準備 OK。
プログラム実行します制御に割り込みです
God damn it. No! Egg was frying. Has Nabu located our front
マ
line?
グダレンコードに陽動を指示しなさいわかりましたエルは私と一緒に制御系を取り返すわよはい
But Nabu's team of countercrackers are getting dreadfully more clever. They've been reading our attacks and defense patterns up until
何
now.
かならないの敵の対応が早すぎます何か手があるはず
What you gonna do? We tried to commandeer the node using the time Equus bought for us, but the fortification is too strong for us to make it in time. At this rate, they will catch up to the Mayumi and the others.
星を救えイシュタル万歳
Sure,
コードと安心の未来に
Morales up. The Codebreakers begin their own attack in the face of the attack program.
ってこと特攻なんて
Yes, sounded like that. Don't worry, they are robots. They're like bald elves that are robots. That attack reminiscent of suicide bombers opens a hole in the exact defense.
エルマグダレン今よ彼らの行為を無にしないであはい了解構成プログラムをダッシュリバースしますロック完了
ひでえ目にあった。
Equus leaves. Okay.
でもこれで後方からの敵は防げたわあとは前方へ進むのみですね先輩だといいんだけど
Just when I let my guard down for a mere moment.
久しぶりだなイシュタル
Hi Nabu, can you let us in? We're kind of knocking at your door. The image of the middle-aged man with the sleeked back hair appears before me. Those trademark black glasses can only belong to... He smiles boldly.
セキュリティの制御権は私たちが掌握し直したよ
Nabu raises his hand in some kind of signal. Just then? Oh, damn. Wall begin to rise against us. Is he confining us? The nightmare from the time we died comes back to me. Oh, yeah, PTSD, because you died being trapped.
おいこらなんてことするんだ。
ここから出してよ
One wall turns into the monitor.
画像だけはつなげておくから仲間がもだえ苦しんで
Jesus!
指を加えて見物した
なんて悪手
あんたには人間の血が通ってないのか。
この人でなし
Damn.
まあそこでゆっくりしていてくれたまえ。お茶の一つも出してやれないのは申し訳ないがな。
I would have thought that Nabu is going to be like the mastermind of like everything and stuff. Like Nabu is awesome. Like he just like appeared at some point randomly in the game and like he's a goat from that until now. So satisfied, Nabu laughs loudly before disappearing.
みんな早くここから脱出するわよ。
合点承知の助。
って言ってもこの硬さはね。弱音を吐いてないでともかくやりましょう。
So we'll attempt to break out of here when suddenly.
今度は何？
Okay. The activated monitor displays Enlil taking a surprise attack in the corner of the room. Or so we thought, but Enlil is a veteran. Right before impact, she takes the attack with her shield. The sword cuts into the transparent shield before stopping about 10 centimeters in. During that time, Equus desperately inputs a password. Security credentials not accepted. But he's instantly denied.
これでもない。
違う角度から探してみましょう。
Like what?
急がないとエンリルがやられちゃう。Equus、早くロック解除してよ。
Magdalene, do something. Don't just ask Equus to do everything.
分かってるって。
Be useful. A golden badge shines from the enemy's collar. Perhaps he's a leader among the pros. Okay. Emily throws away her transparent shield along with the man's sword. The impact of the shield hitting the floor sends his sword skating away.
思い切ったことするな。そういうやつ、俺は好きだぜ。
Okay. Emily grabs her own sword with both hands and swings it down overhead. He's going to cut it, isn't he? Yeah, her enemy leans in. Okay, never mind. And not a moment later, Enlil kicks away the second sword. Okay. Now they both jump.
どうすればいいの？
くそ。銃で狙うには相手が近すぎるぜ。
I swear, if one of them is going to do the back move, there's no way that one of them is going to do the back move. One of the others with the Miami can interfere in a nearby duel.
他にロックを解除する手はないのか。
We had a sword fights in Rewrite as well, and thankfully there was no back option. I think. I don't remember now. But I'm certain I did not pick that. If there even it was. Might be. Or maybe I did for memes. I don't remember. Ah. With Asaka. Oh, anyway.
からクラッキングのプログラムを作成するという手があるわ。鍵を開けるんじゃなくてドアごと突き飛ばすみたいな過激なやつをね。じゃあ普通にパスを探す組と一緒にプログラムを作成する組とに分かれた方がいいですね。
Okay.
そうね。私とミカでプログラムを作っていくわ。はい先輩、頑張りましょう。
Yeah, that's going to motivate her.
なんてすばしっこいやつだ。
And it pulls back her sword and lunges with the repeated killer piercing blows. One leaps lightly into the air and lands on Enlil's blade. Okay, now we have a new aura farmer. What the hell? Did he kick down Enlil's sword with his weight and leg strength combined? How is that even possible? Even Enlil of all people is having a hard time. This is the fight amongst Supermen. I mean, she's Superwoman, if anything.
これもダメか。
こっちはどうだ。
もうさっきまでは。
Despite her various efforts, the wall won't budge at all.
マグダレン、そこの資料貸して。はい、先輩。あとここの部分の。わかりました。
I drive the program at super speed. Each minute, each second is precious. Please just get this program done quick.
無双眼竜が火に即散。しかと目にしたか。
Musogan style hidden art of Sokuta. Okay, sure. I prefer Oshino Onryu, though. Elil prepares a vicious strike. But then slips around her fist, retaliating with a backwards chop. Damn. Elil grimaces as she takes the blow to her side, but endures it long enough to drop her elbow into the man's back. The back is here. But the man stays in the battle and grabs onto Elil's leg, bringing her down to the floor. Fist, elbow, knee, head, the two of them entangle and exchange blows, but perhaps due to their similar level of ability, neither can land a fatal blow. Okay. We finally completed the program that should handle the security.
私がやります。お願い。
Mika stands tall and starts up the program.
任せたわ、マグダレーン。はい、先輩。
Okay.
任せてください。セキュリティ解除プログラム準備完了。
The key word is should.
よし、起動。起動。
We pray for the program success from the bottom of our hearts. Both Enil and the man break out into a sweat.
やるな貴様こそ。
They continuously unleash attacks while entangled, stifling the life out of each other. Tension hangs through the air. And then, I feel like this is the first like purely hand-to-hand combat in IO. I think, like with Enil versus he was using guns and stuff. It was like first hand-to-hand combat. Taking advantage of the combatant's gridlock, the ominous luster of the gun barrel points itself at Enil's head. Tamu's bullet lands a direct hit on the enemy's skull. But Tamus screamed. Was I right with the deathlock? Was I right? But Tamus himself began to bleed from the chest wound. I predicted the future again.
なんてことなの？
I was right. They just baited me again. Sorcerer is going to skip an hour at this rate. Maybe. The frenzied Enil kicks the man flying with her legs. But maybe I said something funny, and he would like to hear this. So if you're watching this, go back to the hour before and watch it again. I'm gonna bait you with saying that we talked about White Album. Ha! Now you don't know if it's true or not. The man lands by Enil dropped sword.
こっちに味方したようだな。
Looks like luck is on my side. That's how I watch White Album too. Okay. Before Enil had a chance to prepare her stance, the man swing down her sword. Ningrisu shoots the man down just in the nick of time.
エンリル様から離れたのがお前の運命の決まった瞬間だ。それにこちとらには女神の加護があるんだ。
Yeah, sure. Without batting an eye, the enemy drops like a ragdoll. Everybody rushes over to Tamus.
おいタムーズしっかりしろ。
プログラム実行完了です。
Okay.
これが崩れていく。
Come on. Like, Tamus, I gave you the deathlock like a long time ago.
やりましたね、リーダー。よし、これで動けるようになったわ。
But if only we had undone the lock sooner, we might have been able to save Tamus.
おやおや。
Thanks to that, the deathlock was not wasted.
素敵なショーの感想はどうだったかね。
ナブー、
おっと失敬。
ちょっといい気になりすぎてるんじゃない？
Yeah, he still feels confident despite of like them being actually out. I think like he's not in the building anymore.
これで勝ったと思うなよ。俺たちは絶対任務を
He already evacuated.
できるものならやってみるがいい。では失礼。
That was the best villain. That was the goat. Nabu disappears after he's had enough of testing us. Enlil holds her comrade in her arms. Oh. Everyone cry now. We knew so much about Tammuz. We all care about him.
タムズ
Yeah, don't die on us now.
私は助かった。
Please survive.
自分のことを
お前はこんなところで朽ち果てていい男ではない。しっかりするんだ。
そうよ。気をしっかり保って。
I wonder if it's snowing outside the building there. Everybody encourages Tammuz, but he just feebly shakes his head.
もう目が見えなくなった。リーダー、聞いてくれ。
なんだ言ってみろ。
He's going to say, fuck you.
俺は IC の未来を熱く語るリーダーを一目見た時から強烈に惹かれた。
Are you confessing or something?
タムーズ。
あなたに
God damn it, he is.
気づいた。同時にあなたの声
Ah,
俺が入り込む隙間など
still better than Haruki. Oh, oh,
あなたは
that hit.
強い男を感じる。だが傷ついてほしくあなたの心にいることが叶わないならせめてあなたの盾となりたかった。
I mean, in a sense, her shield got hit and she tossed it away, and now you are dying. So it kind of corresponds. So you managed to become a shield.
生きていてくれて本当に嬉しかった。
おい目を開けるんだ。しっかりしろ。
Yeah, now when you are dying, I love you.
俺は夢を見てるのか。リーダーの顔がこんな近くにある。
Tammuz's head slips down, and that's the end of story of the great man. Enlil embraces the empty shell that held Tammuz's soul tightly, so very tightly.
タムーズ。エンリル。
Miami stands, still in shock, as if she can't believe the events that had happened before her eyes. As if the time had stopped in the space. I couldn't do anything either. Remember, bros, you can't dress like Tammuz and survive a fight. Nothing but watch as my disciple died a noble death.
バカ野郎め。俺より先に行っちまいやがって。
Ningrisu left Tammuz. We have a triangle.
新たな楽園を見たかったというのに。
Actually, fourth angle or whatever. Because she loves Mutsuki. Yeah. His entire body quivered. No tears came out. This is just like in White Album 2. There's too many references to White Album 2. There's like what is happening in this episode? If anyone is like not watching or playing White Album 2 yet, go and check my videos and also play the White Album 2. It's awesome. But his shoulders cry in his eyes instead. Eventually, Ellen stands up.
お前にもらった命無駄にはしない。
Ah. And lays Tammuz to the rest in the corner of the passage. Flames burning in his eyes alongside her tears.
タムーズ。
お前の魂はいつでも俺たちと共にある。だからあとは任せて。
Remember that becoming a null is a thing in this world. So, yeah, he might actually be like, you know, a null and like, yeah, you are going to have him in his in your heart, yeah.
もっと違った形で出会えたらよかったのかもしれない。今はこれ以上言うまい。タンムーズ、またいつの日か会おう。
We shall meet again one day. Okay. Don't worry, there's Muramasa references too, so it's balanced. I see. The balance, huh? Mayumi and the other bow in respect before disappearing into the hall. And then?
いよいよね。
It's time to blow up, I think. Or something. I'm not sure what you want to do. Many victims were lost on our journey here. The time has come to reward the lives lost along the way.
いざアッシュールを解放する。
Oh, you are like, okay, because Ashur is... Yeah, right, I forgot. Ashur is disconnected from the cyberspace. Right, so they're going to connect him back. So that's when, like, he's going to connect with Marduk. Okay. Okay, I see.
それは。
And he takes out from her chest a rosary. Okay, so that's the key for Ashur, I guess. A rosary whose sinister design seems to be the polar opposite of the rosary I received from the Onesama and entrusted to Mayumi. Does that thing have a quantum computer key in it?
お姉様、もう一度
Okay.
力。
Mayumi grips her rosary too. Okay, so we need both of them to do this? Starting program. Now loading.
アッシュールはマルドゥークと再会する。
Uh-huh, and they're going to do the quantum baby.
そして新しい未来が開かれるのね。
そう願いたい。
Starting program done. Welcome to Ashur. In that instant, I'm seized by the odd sensation. Gentle yet firm light engulfs my body. A sensation I felt somewhere before. Enormous outburst of energy. Diffusion of light, blood of life. That's right, this is... We can finally move from here. We were always there, weren't we? No, weren't you? You were always there, weren't you? Okay, entering the Matrix. Ashur is opening up. Or like booting up. Various numbers and letters spread through the area.
どういうこと？
The sea of symbols assembled to several columns of numbers. Each one projects a translucent hologram. They each gradually form distinct silhouettes.
ここはどこだ？
Oh, it projected nulls into the real world?
あれ、私たちって確か研究室で。
窒素ガスで殺されたはずだったが。
Oh, these are the nulls from the past. When like he gassed everything. Oh,
もう苦しくない。
the holograms are suddenly thrown out into the real world, confused.
すべてが再生されていく。ナノテクによる分子合成。それはバーチャル世界からリアル世界への進行。まさか事態はそこ。
Yeah, quantum computers kinda insane. She appeared to have understood something. The face of the one who had been cut down, everything with her sword is now clinging to the mask of fear that is identity crisis.
ねえ、ここはリアルなの？
For you both,
それともサイ
it's half half. Again.
もしかしてあの世なの？
現実世界にしてはリアルすぎるし、かといってネット空間とも違う。
The world of reality? No, it's already beyond the distinction of the real space and cyberspace. The world are uniting.
もしかして僕たち
Imagine. Imaginary world.
いや、それとはまた少し違う。体にデータが入ってきているのを見ると、我々はこの新しい世界に馴染むために分子的に再構成されているようだ。
After Azure rebooted and reunited with Marduk, did he apply quantum fluctuations to erase the boundary between real and virtual?
世界が何だろうとどうでもいいじゃないか。私たちは再び生を受けた。それが重要なことだ。
そうね、こんな喜びってない。きっと私たちはこの新しい世界で生きるべく選ばれたんだわ。
Sure.
そうなの？やったー！これでまたみんなと一緒に遊べる！
That's kinda insane. Deliberate nulls raise their voices in the light. Can you like interact with like real people though? Or are you just going to pass through them? You are holograms, so you can like actually touch anyone, right? Not as a data, but as reconstructed people extremely close to who they were in life. Is this the power of quantum computers? Have we opened a forbidden door? Is this a good thing? I feel both euphoric, delight, and dreadful fear deep inside. It's not okay for this godlike technology to be entrusted to human hands. I don't know if it's entrusted to human hands and it's basically Marduk and Ashur doing whatever they want. I don't think like you can close them off again. Like they will just like protect themselves at this point. I don't think like you have a way to shut them up anyway at this point. When I look to the side away from the joyous crowds, I see one silent null looking something up as well. Judging by his attire, he must be one of the many researchers who perished during the computer's development. Link destination. His search result come up, he immediately leaves the scene. Okay. So they can like teleport and appear wherever they want in the world or something. My interest piqued. I peek into the security camera at his destination. Okay. Then I Tammuz Fallen's corpse. Okay. The researcher stands still, a complicated expression of pride and sadness mixed on his face. I'm confused. Are they suggesting that this null is Tammuz? But like his version, like was he like a researcher and Exar at some point, but we just never knew this? And he just looked like his like younger self or something? And she just went to see his body? I'm just cooking too much, I think, but... Okay. And then I apologize, and then alongside the rest of the criminal begin to reconstruct. Okay. So everyone get actually plays in real life. The part of me that I had lent Miami for a long time tears off of her and comes back. Miami grabs her head and crouches down. The illusion that had adorned her body fragments and flows into me. Sammy, sorry, Kosuke have actually a girl now.
大丈夫？
Mayumi slowly looks up. The visage of Ishtar is no longer on her.
お姉ちゃん。康介くん。
ユミ、俺たちが見えるのか？
The thing is, if you can interact or not together.
はっきりと見。私たちはリアルスペースに再構成されたのよ。
Yeah? That's actually insane how they can do this. Like, is this like working only in places where there are cameras and something? I mean, like, this whole world have like most like electronics and stuff, so probably they can exist anywhere on the world. As long as like there's like something that can project things. Because they're like projections, right? That have been reconstructed from data. They can't like exist in like, I don't know, out of somewhere, out of nowhere. In the middle of nowhere. Like on desert or somewhere. I don't think that's possible. But in like cities and stuff, they absolutely can.
よ、ユミ、久しぶり。お姉様。何？その呼び方。
Criminals reunion, the repair of the shadow nose. The impossible was made possible. Is that a part of the artificial intelligence?
お疲れ様。みんなで応援してたんだから。見ていてヒヤヒヤしたわよ。
ユミ、よく頑張ったね。
無事でよかったわ。
Okay. Right then.
感動の再会に
Oh, these two too, right, okay. Everyone getting bug. Okay. Stands to unknown. Researcher-like people. One of them has a beard and wears an attentive face. The other?
お父さん。
まさみ、まゆみ。
So he was the double's father, Professor Shinozuka. Oh, and then I feel as if I heard the sound of some sort of the machine running in the distance.
再会を喜んでいたいのは私も同じだ。
God damn it, it's not over yet.
すぐにでも連中を止めなくては。
What is happening? I mean, Nabu escaped, I think, so he's still doing something. Like, he's still doing like his nanomachine thing. But what he's going to do?
そうだな。今は一刻を争う。
Okay. The other professor agrees. Can Nabu somehow like destroy actually quantum computers? I don't think he will, but haven't I seen that face before? Yeah, the genetics guy.
私の名は青井光彦だ。唐突ですまないが。
That's right. He's the author of that nano-assembler research file as well as...
もしかして。
Yeah.
ひなたくんの。
知っているのか？君も教科学園の学生なのかね？はい。
Dr. Aoi is about to say something but takes the bug.
少し難しい話だが、DNA にはイントロンと呼ばれる不活性部分がある。よくクズ遺伝子とされるが、実際には現実の環境をシミュレートするナノコンピュータだ。
It's actually called introns. Garbage genes. Is that a thing actually? They are in fact nanocomputers that simulate the environment of reality. Sure.
機械が最初から体にあるというのか？
機械ではないだろうが、まあ似たようなものだろう。
そのナノコンピュータは生体を通して得た情報をもとに現在の環境に最も適応した種を送り出す。
Okay. Like computers inside of the genes for the purpose of evolution. I never would have imagined.
IC が生まれてきたのは世界のテクノロジー化、つまり農家が進んだためなんだ。
Okay.
世界の農家？
Cerebellization.
一瞬周りがピンク色のうにょうにょした物体になった世界を想像しちまったよ。
Sure.
そんなわけないでしょ。だからあんたはバカだって言うのよ。
へいへい、なんとでもいい。
DNA 上にあるジーン、すなわち遺伝子は何万年何億年もの伝統を維持。
伝統？そうね。服飾ユミ。確かにそれは伝統だけど、なんか違う気が。
Professor Shinzuka watches with gentle eyes and the two converse.
そういう表面的なことではなくて、もっと本質的なことだよ。
This is the first time he's seen his daughters all grown up. It's only natural.
例えば、私たちはもはや狩猟民族ではないが、狩猟本能や攻撃衝動は残っている。それが脳を圧倒して、時々自分たちを本能的
Race
に
of
動かす。
hunters, huh? Humans being hunters. If anyone watched or played Rewrite, you would know what that means.
ああ、なるほど。
Definitely
伝統って
from Guardian.
人間の本能のことなんですね。
我々がしてきた攻撃も根本では攻撃衝動に駆られていることになるな。
まあ、そういうことだ。
Okay.
しかし大脳皮質はそれを嫌う。自分の体を完全制御したいと思っている。
And?
大脳皮質には模倣子とも呼ばれるミームが宿っており、このミームが遺伝子たるジーンに対して永遠の戦いを挑んできたのが人類史の悲劇だ。
ミーム？ジーン？ちょっと待ってください。
Looks like Kyosuke getting confused again. Not only him.
もうだからミーンっていうのは
Not means. Memes. You know, the thing that you find in the internet?
っていうか、ジーム？
ミーンでもジームでもなくてまさみも混乱しちゃったのね。
Many things for a little before asking a question.
ミームは理性、ジーンは本能と考えちゃっていいのかな。
Uh-huh. Okay.
まあ、
That's simpler.
ちょっと分かりにくいかな。
簡単な例を挙げてみよう。脳はより多くの情報、つまりミームを処理しようとして巨大化しようとする。ここまではわかるかな？
Everyone nods?
しかし母親の産道を通り抜けるにはこれ以上脳が大きくなることはできない。そこでジーンは子供を未熟児として産む道を選んだ。
Okay.
他の高等哺乳類と比較すると、生物学的には人間は本来1歳児の状態で生まれてくるべきなんだよ。
さらにその際、人間は頭蓋骨を完成しないという荒技に出た。胎児の頭蓋骨をいくつかに分け、まだ組み上がっていない状態で産み落とすのだ。
Yeah, that's true.
そうすると頭蓋骨とともに脳は変形できる。脳はこうして極力大きな状態でも産道を通り抜けることができるようになる。
そんな奇跡みたい。進化についての仕組みは大体分かったわ。でもそれが一連の出来事とどんな。
今回ジーンが選んだ ICA の進化は
どういうことだ。
脳は自分がコントロールできない体を嫌う。自在に動かせる脳の延長としての世界を欲しているんだ。
Okay, so that's why the IC don't want like physical bodies basically at some point.
したがって脳の延長であるサイバースペース、これが脳にとって唯一信じられる世界となる。それ以外の世界は切り捨てるべき堕落した部分だ。
My brain is frying though.
言われてみれば私たち RC はリアルスペースでの出来事はどこかしら信じられなかった。そこでよりリアルな感覚を与えてくれるサイバースペースに依存するのね。
そうだ。IC にとって現実よりもサイバースペースの方がリアルだからね。
それは
Something that everyone here had felt safe. Sasuke. Kosuke. Accidental Naruto reference, sorry.
大脳皮質のミームと DNA のジーンの指令、それが人類の中では真っ向からぶつかり合っている。
ジーンとミームが協調している場合にのみ人は幸せに。
Okay, so once again, the law of balance.
違う方向に動いていった場合どうなってしまうんですか。
ジーンが強いと何万年もの進化の遺産である現在の環境に合わない肉体や脳は社会不適合となる。
Yeah.
逆にミームばかり肥大化すると肉体の否定、つまりは
Okay.
死につながる。
自分自身の肉体を否定する。
自殺。
基本的に自殺をするのはミームの発達した頭脳の人類だけだからね。
人類だけ？レミングだって人口調節のために集団で自殺するではないか。
Lemmings can touch its populations.
レミングの
Do they? I don't know.
原子で制御されている。
Is that really?
せいじゃない。
I played a game like Lemmings like years ago. Any one of you played this? Maybe there is actually something in this. Like they were like this like little like lemmings or something, and they were like always walking in one direction. You had to like build stuff and to like take them safely to the exit on the other side of the map. There were a lot that died in the process. Because when you like mess up something, like not build enough like bridges or something.
では最初から機械の筐体しか持たないあの機械知性たちはこれからどうするだろうか。
As he closes up the explanation of the genes and memes, Dr. Aoi raises a question. Machines have no flesh of their own to evolve, meaning the only developmental source they have is memes.
まだ
That's what he's getting at, okay.
しかし十分に覚醒したら次にやることは分かっている。
The end result of the meme growth is the abandonment of the flesh,
機
meaning
械知性によって新たな生命体として目覚めた私や君たちヌルには
ヌルはサイバースペースに目覚めさせてくれた機械知性に少なくとも恩義を感じている。
it certainly is true that the reason I can exist like this is thanks to the artificial intelligence.
そして彼らは自分たちにとって架空世界であるリアルスペースの邪魔な肉体を抹殺するだろう。
Yeah, the conversion with the two words, imaginary words. That was the concept from the Road E.
抹殺だと？
そんなこと許されるはずがない。
Erasure of real space. I tried to imagine what it means for the artificial intelligence to erase its own flesh. But it just doesn't make any sense. The only thing I understood is that this game is a meme.
なぜ SF において機械が人間に反旗を翻す姿が何度も何度も描かれてきたと思うかね。
Rebellion of the machines against man's frequent theme in the sci-fi.
それは
完全にミームの存在である目覚めた機械にとって肉体は旧式な出来損ないの異物に過ぎないのだよ。
Okay.
プラズマテレビが普及した結果、街では真空管テレビを
それと同じように自ら手を汚すことなく自然淘汰の中で勝手に人間は滅んでいくことになるだ。
かつてのネアンデルタール人やマンモス。
人間は真空管に過ぎない。
そんなのただの推論にしか過ぎないじゃないですか。そんな俺が恐竜と同じだなんて。
私たちは真空管なんかじゃない。だってこんなにも生きてるんだもの。
Mika, you are dead. You know, you are a bunch of data.
少なくともマルドゥークはエンリルと真の愛のもとに育まれてきたのよ。
Marduk was raised with Enlil and Sin love. Are you sure? Sin was sleeping the whole time. Marduk took her prisoner. And Enlil was like doing her own bullshit.
住む世界が違っても互いに感情を通じ合わせ助け合って生きていくことだってできるんじゃないかしら。
Loving care of the two terrorists. Criminal animously opposed the notion, but Dr. Aoi just quietly closes his eyes and shakes his head.
私たちはまだ肉体を失って日が浅い。まだ肉体があった頃を覚えている。しかしサイバースペースではリプログラムすることで自在に姿を変えられる。
So he was basically made out of memes. Because he's been programmed for a long time. And that's why he didn't care if, like, you know, the body getting hurt or not. Because he already rejected the flesh. He's like the guys from, like, so they are like the guys from the Warhammer 40k. The priests. The techno priests, right? Reject the flesh. Flesh is weak.
いや、リアルスペースでもサイバーウェアによってどんどん肉体を代替できる。最終的には脳だけに、いや、脳すら不要になる。
それはサイバースペースだけで生きているのと変わりのないことだ。
自分の肉体に価値を見出せないとすれば、他人の肉体に見出せるだろうか。
For the moment I understood that because my flesh it disgust me.
それは
Everyone falls silent to Dr. I's question. It certainly is hard to imagine that someone who does not value themselves could value others. And I find myself shocked to remember the fact that I too had forgotten the sensation of reality.
断言する。君たちは1年で自分たちの体の記憶を忘れるよ。その時機械知性に対して反旗を翻す決断を下せるとは思えない。
Okay.
今しかチャンスはないんだ。
So act now before we get brainwashed. Huh. I finally meet you. I waited for you forever, so I guess this is Ashur talking to Marduk. We'll never be apart again. Now let us become one in this world. Cyberspace and its promises of the brilliant future, a world colored with the joyous hues of the rainbow, where two gigantic intelligences are rejoicing at the reunion, but
これは
lights shining forth from somewhere begin to gather at the reconstructed Null's bodies, one by one. The selections hit by the light begin to burst with numbers. Bald elves!
おお、どういうことだ。
The ecstasy flourishing on the Null's faces as they start disappearing one by one.
おやおや、事態は考えているより展開が早いようだ。
Oh,
我
okay.
々はやがて一つの存在となる。
So, Ashur and Marduk like absorbing them? I doubt my own ears.
自在に姿を変えられるのだから、私とあなたという区別は
Yeah,
必要ない。
okay.
そういうことのようだ。
So you are going to have like one collective brain. Sure.
つまり皆機械知性に同化されてしまうことになりそうだ。
それってどういうことですか？
私たちの個人という情報は01のデータに分解され機械知性に吸収されてしまう。
我々は機械知性の成長の糧に過ぎないというわけだ。我々の魂は咀嚼され、分化され、消化され。
Okay, just got eaten.
好むと好まないにかく。
まさかみんな消えてしまうの？お父さん？
Pretty much, they're going to die again.
そんな。嫌よ！私まだ消えたくない！
まさみ、まゆみ、
俺だってやり残したことがある。
Each member laments in turn. I don't want to disappear either.
残念ながら機械知性は我々がどう思っていようと
個というものに重要な意味があることにすら。
Are we somehow going to convince Ashur and Marduk with the power of friendship? That's no way that's going to happen, right? Then what do we do? What can we do? The bald elves disappearing again. Most disappear one after another. Their expressions show that even their concept of self disappears as well. Ashur's and Marduk's assimilations are progressing at a frightening pace. They're going to be fed to ChatGPT. And the gate. We will become... What was that? I didn't read. It's auto-escaped. will become a single arc. Now is the time to row to the new world. Okay. Bardock and Ashur continue assimilating the nulls. They roar like the ocean rising up from the depths of the earth. Where's Nabu? Where's Nabu? He escaped or something. Where is he? The artificial intelligence has become a single gigantic dragon. The very idea of anyone stopping their growth is unthinkable. Annie silently gazes at the gargantuan life form. It's as if she's non-verbally conversing with the giant infant.
時間がない。これからどうするかは自分たちで決めなさい。
At this rate, all of us will be engulfed into the living sea of cyberspace. But as of now, we still have our individual wills. At that moment... Yeah? Oh right, because they can be reconstructed into real space, okay. Everyone turns around at the sudden voice. Ea stands there with a stern look on her face. No, of course, god damn it. Of course.
でも自我の境界をなくした自分なんて自分じゃないじゃない。確かに自我境界はなくなるかもしれませんが、私を私として形作っていたデータが、ですから必要とされる時には自己として再形成されて全体から抜け出ることができるでしょう。
I don't know. You kinda would have to like go around like quantum computers, firewalls and stuff.
全体から抜け出せる？
なるほどね。私たちはデータがある限り何度でも復活することができる。それならばこのまま
I don't know if that would work. Yeah, suddenly appearance causes criminal's opinion to sway to her side. It's true that if we can rewrite ourselves. Rewrite? They have the power of rewrite? Ourselves to our liking. Then the unifications of will, they seem quite attractive. Just don't use the rewrite too much or you will stop be a human. Rewrite is dangerous power. But
そんな悪魔の誘惑みたいな言葉が信じられるか。
そうそう。そこの男の子だけは無理でしょうね。
なんだって？
IC じゃありませんからね。
okay.
そんなの嫌よ。
Mayumi appears to be on the verge of tears. Right, unlike us, Mayumi still has a living flesh. Yep. Since we are nulls who already lack flesh, it's only natural that we will rejoice returning to life in cyberspace. But for the real living and the non-ICs, assimilation of the mind and body is the same thing as death. Wait, I haven't realized, so... Marduk and Ashur can assimilate like the living people too? What? How? How could I have forgotten something so simple? I feel like it's going to be only nulls. The choice to protect the real would mean our annihilation.
逆にミームばかり肥大化すると肉体の否定、つまりは死につながる。
So we must renounce our birth, despite all the miracles it took. I'm assaulted from the inside by the lust for life and the dread of death. Faint shivers in those shoulders as from the fear of death. Koska bites his lip and Sami clings to his arm. So I steal my resolve. Too much memes leads to death. Noted. Yeah, you will die from laughing.
みんなちょっと待って。何ですの？所詮、私たちはゴーストに過ぎない。死んでるのよ。
Yeah, pretty much.
生きている者の権利を奪うなんておかしいよ。先輩、私は確かにサイバースペースが好きだし、その中にあるもの皆を愛してる。でも、サイバースペースを生んだのはリアルスペースなの。
Yeah, without the real space there would be no cyberspace. No matter how comfortable this makes Knowles, they have no right to drag living into this. This would be nothing but a repeat of Exarch errors.
サイバースペースの中に最初からオリジナルな景色はどこにある？ほとんどリアルスペースの借り物じゃない。
Cyberspace is to the very end, tethered to the
死者
real.
は聖者を守るべきであって害するべきではない。それは誇りの問題。ただただ生き延びること。それは美しい生き方とは言えない。
Is that the ambition of humans?
私はエアに、そして機械知性に挑戦する。なんです。
俺もどうせなら誇りと共に死にたい。この間死んだ時は極めて格好悪かったからな。
Okay, sure.
コウスケと一緒にいたい。たとえ再生された命を再び失うことになっても。
サミゾ。いや、まさに。
Aw, he calls her by name. Keys!
先輩を抱きしめたのは紛れもないこの腕です。だからそうよ。私たちは生きている人のためにできる限りのことをするのよ。お姉様、そうです。そういう。
They're back. They're back. Yeah, snaps her fingers. Immediately afterwards, the bald elves materialize from the cyberspace.
なんだと？
And then snaps out of her dazed gaze at the artificial intelligence, having immediately grasped the sudden change of circumstances.
言いましたでしょ。必要な時には全体から抜け出せる。
Then those that desire eternal life begin to segment off the unified whole and reform as the bald elves. So basically, if they would be assimilated, we would have bald Ishtar, for example, when she assembles back.
正直、勝てるかどうかわからない。
I need to Photoshop this.
思って戦ってほしい。
This is going to be cursed.
はい、先輩。それから真由美は自分が生き残ることだけを考えて。でもエンリル、ニンギルス、真由美をよろしく。あんたたちも絶対生き残るのよ。
Yeah.
当然だ。
承知。
よし、始めるよ。えいえい。あー
Push down the code breakers one after another before they could fully revive.
ヌルってヌルポ？
ってあんたもヌルでしょうが。
とはいえ、俺っていまいちこの世界に実感湧かねえんだよな。
Yeah, pretty much. Like, you are not IC.
真面目にやれ。新手が来るぞ。
Wow. I love it.
かつての友、そして仲間を切る。これは私の定めなのか。
I'm going to call it. Camus is going to revive and fight Enlil. Let's see.
しかし、人と会っては人を切る。鬼と会っては鬼を切る。神と会っては神を切る。それがこの
Muramasa? Almost. God damn it. Almost. But we have demons and gods and like good things and bad things and cut both. The balance. Aura is incoming. Exactly.
あっちからも出てきたわ。
くそ、キリがないな。
背中を見せないように壁沿いに行きましょう。
Okay. So how are we progressing from this? We're just going to be like flooded with the bald elves. So how are you supposed to get to like destroy things like the whole AI? Like how are you going to take down 2 quantum computers? We gradually fortify ourselves in the corner of the room as we shut down the endless spring of code breakers. It's almost like a shooting game. Is he going to like appear or something? Like he's going to save them?
Masami!
Masami out of bullets. Okay, that gonna die again.
サミ
Bullets burst into Masami left shoulder and chest. Okay, never mind, I thought like that protected her. Electricity runs through her whole body as it starts to fade away. I try to hold Sami up, but my arms pass through empty air. So they cannot actually... Oh no, wait, this is Ishtar with Masami. Never mind, okay. Masami smiles at Mayumi. Oh no, that was Mayumi. Okay, god damn it. The boxes. So they cannot actually interact with the real people. Okay. Now we have confirmation on this. But it's clear to everyone that Smile is taking all of her strength. That person died again. Masami forces out those last words before disappearing into the thin air. They can. She just got deleted. By other news. Masami, no, yeah.
犠牲者はつきものとはいえなんとも
Choose criminals, always cheerful mood maker. In the end, Masami's smile never faded. Kosuke stares in shock at the air where Masami had disappeared. Maybe pulls down Kosuke by the collar. Okay, so they can actually interact physically with them. Never mind. Okay. She couldn't interact because she was already hit. Okay, I see. Okay. So in this concept, basically everyone who was dead would revive, being assimilated as the collective thought. And then we had the world with the bald elf clones being the one. Like one mind. Basically, Ashur and Marduk becoming... what was her name? Kaguran or something like that? And they're going to create the Zergs. They go... yeah. Something like that. On his back, Kosuke watches as the Codebreaker's bullet skim from above. While Kosuke remains unable to regain his footing, Mayumi steps forward to cover for him.
ユミ下がってあなたは生き延びなきゃいけないのよユミだって守られてばかりじゃないこれ以上大切な人たち
They dead already. Mayumi cries out desperately, but the Codebreakers advance without so much as a twitch on the eyebrow. It got hacked by the quantum computer, that's why not, you cannot. The Codebreaker's muzzle sets its sight on Mayumi when... Kosuke springs up and pushes Mayumi aside. The bullet launches from the Kosuke Glock 17 and pierces the Codebreaker, causing it to disappear into the mist. But Kosuke is also piercing his lower right abdomen by bullets. He powerlessly falls to the ground. And that was good enough. Kosuke desperately tries to maintain his fading body. Of course we have another guy confessing at his death. Again. Does Haruki have to die to like properly confess to anyone as well in White Album? Are we waiting for a death flag or something?
コウスケ最後の最後まで無茶をしてこれだけは認めてあげるわヘクスあんた最高にかっこよかったわよ
That was prize from Mika. That was unexpected. Criminal's Guardian Knight, Kosuke who kept us in the gray zone.
切っても切ってもキリがない
And his arms look severely weighted down. Outbreak of nose. Yeah.
そろそろこっちも玉切れだわ。
Yeah, they pretty much Xerix at this point.
大丈夫です。ここに最後の自決用の弾が残っています。
Okay. And how many of these final bullets did you save? Magdalene triumphantly brings out her old-style double derringer. Okay, so we have 2 shots.
ミカ、私はいつだって先輩と一緒です。最後まで先輩と運命を共にします。あんた。
Is this the end?
悔しい。私にはもう。
Call for he. Call for he.
力が欲しい。一緒に戦えるくらいの。
I swear, he is coming. He is coming. Mayumi unconsciously grips the rosary shining at her chest. Let's go. The goat. Come on.
だってヒーは闇の守護神だから。
Mayumi grips the rosary harder and offers a prayer. On the other hand, last time when you asked for everyone to be saved, everyone died and he gassed Ishtar basically. So I don't know how confident I can be in your prayer here, but he's a goat, yeah. The rosary suddenly overflows with light. And as the light subsides, the next thing we see is... Yep. The appearance of someone new. Okay. Appears with the aura. He goes right up in front of the artificial intelligence and raises his hands. Okay, he just like... He's like... The true god just appeared, bitch. And he's just like... Walking slowly to it. I'm the god of the net. The light emitting from his hands halts the code breakers and vanishes them like magic. His overwhelming strength robbed everyone else of all words. His work complete. He glances at someone, not at me, not Magdalene, nor Nigrisu. I see. He's signaling to Mayumi. Mayumi should realize that. She'll realize that what is she needs to do. Okay. With a true sympathy, Mayumi hands the rosary on her neck to He. He takes it and slowly sticks it out into the air. Okay, he's just hacking the air now. With the piece of his own data that he left when he was still Isaiah. Okay, he has some kind of like weird program installed there. Just then, a gate opens out of the air, and in it lies a port for a memory connector. That is the rosary. Okay.
あれはアッシュールのインターフェースではないか。
Oh, that's like actually Azure interface. She had this all the time. He keeps his right hand as it is and makes the identical gesture with his left this time. And in the same way, another gate opens up in the air, and there is Sin. Oh. Oh. Okay, that's unexpected. I thought we were going to have Marduk. And in her hand... Wait, what is happening? It's a rosary.
今がその時なのね。
I'm a little bit confused, but it's awesome. I mean, I'm a lot confused, but... And then she points it to the machine before her. A monotonous sound resounds. At the same time, the movements of the wriggling gigantic artificial intelligence slows down. Who would have thought the rosary would have that sort of use? I recall memories from the past as I viewed them through the zoetrope. What? Okay. Merge? Onasama had left Babylon, and the season had changed. The world was dyed with colors of autumn. I had taken a break from work, and just happened to be gazing at the Onesama's rosary. Almost unconsciously, I moved it from my right hand to my left. I returned it to my right yet again. Each time I did so, the chain rang and its links rubbed against each other. To me, the ringing sounded like Onesama's voice. Okay. That voice snapped me back to my senses. Also, YouTube, it probably is not one episode. I would assume. I will see later, but it's probably not one episode.
ごめんなさい。それって。うん。お姉様がくれたの。これを見てると、お姉様が近くにいる。姿は見えねど、心は通ずってやつかしら。
くだらない。
Emily, who'd been working on something for the while, deeper inside, happens to pass by.
ちょっと、くだらないってことはないでしょ？
そんなものに頼ってるから、いつまで経っても技量が上がらないんだ。
Okay.
なんですって？
What's with this constant hostility? I turn towards Enil. One more word and it's a slap in the face.
二人とも。
Yeah, forced her way between us. Seeing that sad expression on her face drained the aggression I just been feeling.
二人とも仲良くしようよ。つかちゃん、落ち着いて。ね。
Tsuka-chan? Okay. Seeing holds Enil arm as she pleads.
人それぞれ価値観があるわけだし、それを無理に相手に押し付けてもしょうがないだろ
う。まあ、それは
くだらん。時間の無駄だ。
The main guy.
なんだと？
それに、なんだかんだ言ったって、司だってさっきまで似たようなロザリをいじってたじゃない。
I noticed her. When I looked at Enil's chest, I saw that there certainly was a rosary-like object shining there. With a skull, the design certainly does fit Enil, but it seems to be the stark contrast with Onesama's rosary. Enil quickly hid it with her hand.
それはただデータを持ち運ぶのに便利だと思ってやっただけだ。
Enil quickly left with those words.
まったく素直じゃないんだから。
Okay, I tried to connect Onesama's rosary to my biocomputer. Again? We were connecting already to this before. Why are we doing this again? The place I ended up was unfamiliar, a spacious room with almost nothing in it. Enshrined at the center of the room was a large machine. It had a monitor and a keyboard. So I deduced that this was probably a computer. It was quite different from the ones we usually used. Was it a new model? Its profound appearance didn't conform to contemporary style like the extinct dinosaur. There wasn't much else aside from the small file cabinet on the side. I quickly looked up at the link's address. Okay.
ここってエクサークの幹部でも限られた人しか立ち入れない超最新部じゃないの？
And I got this far completely unchecked. What secrets does this rosary hold? I looked around. Contrary to my initial expectations, I found I wasn't alone. I could see someone's shadow deeper inside. But who? It couldn't be. The shadow seems relaxed and not like someone on the lookout for an intruder.
Hello.
Okay. I tried to speak to them, but they didn't answer. But as soon as that person saw me, they gently approached. Despite knowing anything about this person, I felt no fear, oddly enough. Okay, when is this happening? Is this like from the past? Okay, it must be from the past. This is the same backstory that we just had. On the contrary, I actually felt secure. I walked up to him too. We shortened our distance as if mutually attracted to each other. I'm the god of the internet. Instead of answering me, the person looked at me with an ardent gaze.
ちょっとやねどこ見てるのよエッチ
I placed my hand on my chest and swayed my body back and forth in the force gesture. When I did that, he looked away for a brief second. It's quite embarrassing for a joke like that to get completely ignored. Oh, there's the alien seal. Okay. At the end of his gaze stood Enil and Sin.
あれどうして二人
If those girls' hacking skills, it's not impossible that they could have made it this far, but... Gosh, did they see that sexy pose just now? I scratched my head to hide my embarrassment. I touched the rosary connected to my biocomputer. Right then? The rosary was acting strange. It never sounded like this whenever I accessed it normally. I tried listening more carefully. It was definitely the clicking sound of data access. But I wasn't accessing the rosary at the moment. Meaning that...
やばいクラッキングされてる
Okay. He beckoned with the hand gesture. I frantically devised an emergency escape from the net. Yeah. Okay, so you are at your room. I returned to the real world, disconnected the rosary from my biocomputer, and physically isolated myself from cracking. I got hit with a little surge current.
で出た
I quickly checked it. But about half of it had disappeared. I reacted too late.
もうやっぱりろくなやつじゃなかったのね話しかけなきゃよかった
Huh. From the moment onward I came to distrust the unknown shadow he.
もう悔しい
This is going so goddamn random. Why? Like, how is this possible that IO was so good and now it goes like downfall? At least like, I think like it's going downfall. Maybe I just don't, maybe I just understand less and less. Like, how these like prime roads make sense?
あらどうしたのゆうべ謎の人影にデータをクラッキングされたのまあまあ自分をそんなに責めても仕方がありませんわ
ロザリオのデータが失われたか。それは残念だ。
謎の人影ね
It's like the best ending like for IO
もしかして火なんじゃない
is basically the original ending of E-Road, I think. And that's where the game should end. Even though it would like leave like a lot of like unsaid things, like where Sakuya and stuff. But that would like make the most sense with like open ending and stuff.
火ってあの伝説のまさか
考えられないこともないな。ヒーにはよくも
データのクラッキングもお手の物。
エレシキガルさんのデータをクラッ
ともかくただもんではないと。
そう言われるとそんな気もして
That's when Enlil scene came in.
いいところに来たわねえねえ聞いてよ
Yeah, I recounted my frustration to Enlil and Sin.
そっか
それは
Okay. For some reason, neither of them had too much to say.
何私の不幸がそんなに面白くない
Interesting.
いえさあ全員揃ったことだしいつまでもくよくよしてても始まらない今日の仕事を始めよう
Unannounced, they return to work, as if to dispel the damp atmosphere, and with that, those words, the members each returned to their respective seats.
スカちゃん今日も頑張ろうね
On their way back, Sin grasped Enlil's hand in encouragement. On her chest shone the rosary Enlil had worn on her neck the day before. Okay. Enlil responded tersely. She then glanced my way. After some sort of chuckle, the two of them returned to their posts, hand in hand. Were those two always that intimate? I always had the impression that they got along, but never like that. For Saint to have that rosary of annuals must mean something in progress in the relationship the night before. Yeah, they made Marduk. Last night. Well, showing affection for each other is nice and all, so that's all good. But what was with that wicked smile Enlil had? The hopes remained in my heart. I'm so goddamn confused. Oh, back to action. Those two rosaries are inserted into two artificial intelligence like wooden stakes through a vampire heart. He violently leaps into the heart of the artificial intelligence and recites some sort of mantra. Okay. We are he's like an exorcist now. And just like the summoner controlling a demon, like a snake charmer charming a cobra with his flute, he manages to slow down the artificial intelligence movement. And with that, all the word color starts fading, everything in the monochrome world stands still. Yeah, so I guess like cyberspace is like failing, that's why we are losing colors and stuff. Like real space is going to be intact, but like they are in cyberspace now. Yeah. Standing in front of the Ashur's mainframe is in real space and slowly unsheathes her sword. Her eyes gazing at Ashur are filled with the kindness of the parent looking at the beloved child with, but mixed with the kindness is a shade of sorrow. But you didn't make Ashur, you made Marduk. Anyway, she closes her eyes, takes a deep breath and grips the sword tight. She opens her eyes wide, tears flow out of them. What do you mean? It was Marduk, not Ashur. Someone, I need help. Like, what the fuck? Am I dumb? What is happening? This whole game, they said that Sin and Enlil were making Marduk from the copy. It's both of them? I thought like Ashur was made purely by Exarch. Okay. I'll just take it as a fact, I guess. Now it's both of them. Because they merged. Oh, okay. So yeah, so Ashur is basically Marduk at the same time. Okay, now it makes sense. Yeah, I forgot they like fused. Right. My bad, sorry. And then she brandishes the sword up high. Shining at her chest is the same rosary as Sin's. Why? I thought she gave it to Sin back then. Sin still has it now, so why does Enlil have it too? Okay. I mean, Sin is in the cyberspace, so she have like her own like old one probably. The data one, but this one is a real one. Or something. But before I can ask, Enlil swings the sword down. And heralded by the booming sound, the sword cuts into Ashur. That distraction is enough to reach the unified Marduk in cyberspace. The pain of the distraction echoes through the whole of cyberspace. The pain of disintegration, the sorrow of losing a friend, the lament of the parental abandonment, all those negative feelings from a vortex. Form a vortex. The free and don't with flesh suffer abrupt pain. Oh, what the fuck, that was flashback from Mayumi being stabbed in the eye. Mayumi's left eye bleeds through her hand as she desperately tries to hold back her eye and the head. What the hell? Okay. I rush over and try to reach out to her, but my hand just slips through her body. Okay, so you can no longer actually interfere.
サイバーアイコンタクトじゃなかったの？先輩の姿をただ真似ただけじゃなかったの？
Uh-huh. And that's right. Mika parted her flesh first, so she didn't know that Yumi lost one of her eyes. Ingesu holds back his head. Blood pours from his forehead, his temples and his ears. Has his biocomputer been affected? Everyone's dying. As for Enlil, her entire body welters in blood. Her arms and legs lose all functions as she falls to the ground, and her torso alone begins to writhe. Divine retribution, you struck the god, huh? Or something. This is retribution? They're all bleeding from their cybernized body parts. To think that it would come to this. My voice is weak. I don't know what to do. I desperately scan the surroundings through the monitor, just to get a grasp of what's going on. Okay, so everyone with biocomputers and any like cyberized body parts getting infected and bleeding. Okay. They're rejecting the flesh. Starts writhing in the agony, bleeding at the junctions between flesh and the cyberware. It's like the epitome of the living hell. Oh, Hinata is here. Sure. But Hinata's whole body is basically cybernized. He's gonna die. Hinata appears on the monitor. His agony is so intense he cannot even scream or drive, but merely faint. Okay. Damn! So you stab it, you feel the pain. Okay, I see. Ashur and Marduk lament. Enlil might think of this as the feeling the pain of her own children. That's why she resigns herself to accept all of the pain. The only thing I can do is call out to him.
もしかしたらサイバーウェアの使用を停止すれば痛みが和らぐかもしれません。
Probably.
そうかも。
Since that's the interface between the real and the virtual.
試してみる価値はある。
Terror dwells in his eyes. True, it might be mentally taxing for the IC to disconnect from the net, but right now...
大丈夫。一時的でいいのだから、ともかくやってみよう。
They gonna touch grass. Imagine that. They're forcing them to touch the grass now.
ユムちゃん、あなたも。
This is going to be insane. The two of them grimace, but they not obediently. Just then, their expressions gradually soften.
どうかな。
See, that's the grass. Feel it?
俺もです。イシュタル様に感謝を。
Their bleeding certainly has begun to decrease. It will probably stop soon.
ほら、エンリルも。
無理な相談だ。サイバー部分を止めたら私は死ぬ。私はこの
God damn it, Enlil.
エンリル。
The terrorist number one.
すごい。
Enlil forcibly suppress her pain, but the bleeding shows no sign of subsiding. It's unfortunate, but there's nothing more I can do for her.
サイバーウェア。
So Enlil gonna die? Or not? Probably not. But there is a possibility. After a while, almost everyone's bleeding has subsided. Okay. Right then.
先輩。
Mika points to... Change comes to us, inhabitants of the cyberspace as well. Null after null loses their color and becomes transparent. Their lives are turning to be mere data. And I'm no exception. My legs lost all sensation. I lose the ability to feel that I'm standing right there. So... That's kind of nostalgic. So Ashur and Marduk actually died? Like they stopped functioning? Like they got destroyed, like both of them, because they were refused. So they were just like dying slowly in agony, basically. But they got deactivated at the end.
我々もデータバンクへ戻る時が来たようだ。
そんな。
私はいつでもお前のそばにいる。
Professor Shinzuka kisses Mami's forehead. You were not supposed to be able to interact with anyone in this state. How did you do that?
まゆみ、愛してるよ。
Power of love, I guess.
お父さん。
Mami sees Professor Shinzuka off all the way until he disappears completely.
私も日向に伝えなければ。
Okay. Dr. Aoi flies over to Hinata. Yeah, imagine like he just appear like at Hinata, just like, you know, Hinata's like in the pool of blood because he's been like almost fully cybernized, and like his that ghost is like showing up suddenly, and like Hinata's going to think like he's dying basically, and he sees his dead dad. That's gonna be traumatic. He appears to say something, but can Hinata even hear it? He doesn't seem to be conscious. Just like me, he gazed upon the final farewell of the Aoi father and son. Does he plan to do something again, like he did last time?
一体何が起こっているの？
量子コンピューターのバックドアから侵入して内部から破壊させた。
Okay. No wonder you are the god of internet. He can destroy the quantum computers. What the fuck is, like, what?
バックドアなんてどうやってノイマン型で量子コンピューターにそんなもの仕掛けられるのよ。
まだ僕の肉体があった頃、開発段階の量子コンピューターにしようとして組み込んだんだ。
Oh, okay. I guess that makes sense. So you are kinda like Nabu, but you are better.
だからキーワードさえあれば制御できる。そしてあの2つのロザリオにはそれがある。
Huh.
それだけのこと。
Okay.
なんでエンリルのロザリオにキーワードが？お姉様のロザリオはわかるけど。
Well, because of like, I don't know. I look at Enlil, she's no longer bleeding, but probably lost way more blood than anybody else. Enlil face pale from the extreme anemia. Avoids eye contact with me at first, but eventually gives in and begins to talk.
あの時ロザリオのデータをクラッキングしたのは
Okay.
私。
どういう？
I thought it was his doing, but to think it was an inside job. Enlil makes an awkward face.
リアルスペースで精神的なつながりを見出していたお前に。
それは分かってたからいいんだけど、それとロザリオと。
それがクラッキングした分は全て私のロザリオにある。元は一つのキーワード。
Oh, that's why one had seen and one you had one. You had the other one, or something. Or you mean your was like the original and it got split into yours and the RS one.
なるほどね。それで両方が。
Yeah, okay. So that was that.
あなたのロザリオは真にあげたんじゃなかったの？
それは。
And that? What about that? Right then. Before anyone had noticed her, Fairy Lamb had appeared from behind He. Lamb smiles as he turns around to her.
私はここに
Yeah, we know.
いる。
At that moment, a gentle light envelopes the area. And with that light, Lamb's form reverts to the Onesamas, and his to that of the Isaiah. Sure! The two of them lock eyes and hands. We finally met. You were right there. We'll never be apart again. We'll be together forever from now on. So we have the ending for D Prime here, kinda. Like they connected. Once again, reconnected with each other. Through those hands alone, their hearts connect. The two of them embrace and bask in each other's warmth. In the joy of coming together, their forms fades away. The two of them look down upon us. Thank you. With a wink expression of gratitude, they fade away into the air, seal in each other's embrace. And then Enigma ruptures. Okay. Scattering Ringer's solution everywhere, as a single woman comes out from within. Oh! She just wakes up! And she? I hurriedly fly to as close as I can to get a good look at her face. Okay! Okay, we just revived Eresh. What is happening? Tears pour out of the Onesama's eyes. So we have the cyberspace Eresh, which is Lem, and she reconnected with he. But at the same time, this is basically copy of her consciousness, so her original self is still in the body, and she woke up, so we have like two Eresh now. What's this happening? A dazzling light rains down to the ground beneath, and down below I can see a field flowing with life.
私たちにもそろそろその時が来たみたい。
先輩、私少し怖いです。
Keys! Since you still have time, I embrace Mika. Even though she died once before, annihilation really is frightening after all. I'm the same way.
よしよし、大丈夫だから。
I wrap my arms around Mika's waist as I say that, and I remember all the times she embraced me. It's a little embarrassing.
先輩、私もずっと先輩と一緒です。
It's more like she can be with him in the past as the program, but in future, only she is real. Oh, okay. Mika finally smiles. Looks like she is prepared herself. We can probably only manage a few more words. So there's something we must tell Mayumi and the others. Although the blood had stopped seeping out Mayumi's left eye, tears have started to seep out of her right eye instead, and Ningrisu stares dumbfounded as well.
これは運命なの。
I'm on the verge of tears myself, but I endure it and give the biggest smile I can muster.
自分が信じること、大事なことを諦めないで。だって。
夢？でも、俺の夢とは一体。
探しなさい。きっといつか必ず見つかるわ。
生きているあなたたちが先輩の行為を無にしたら絶対許さないからね。
分かってる。タンムーズみたいに、コウスケ君みたいに死に際になって告白するなんて間違ってる。
We're on the verge of confessing their love. Yeah, we are going back to this, huh? Haruki's making constant mistakes with his like love thing.
それが間違ってるって二人は教えてくれた。
Also, I just realized basically like here like players of Babylon are just meeting for the one last time before the servers shut down. You know, it's like the apocalypse event.
だから勇気を出して自分から言おう。大好きなあの人に。
そう、後悔しないようにね。
それでいいのよ。
That's the spirit. Live life to the fullest, Yumi. Both your share and mine. For whom have my arms labored, Urshanabi? What the hell? Okay, it's auto playing. I'm not going to read this in time. Oh, it stopped. Okay. For whom have my arms labored, Urshanabi? Who is Urshanabi? For whom has my heart blood roiled? I have not secured any good deed for myself, but done a good deed for the lion of the ground. Now the high waters are coursing 20 leagues distant. I will turn back and leave the boat by the shore. Figure in Mesopotamian mythology. Of course it's Mesopotamian mythology. Oh, the Epic of Gilgamesh, of course. Tablet X, lines 292-300. Oh, and that's the ending. So basically, Babylon servers got shut down. Marduk and Ashur got shut down, so there's no more quantum computers. Nulls and IO system doesn't exist. Everyone who's alive is still alive and just moved into the future, basically. Everyone who was dead is dead. So basically, everything became normal again. No more confusion about what's real or not. Okay, that got unnecessarily complicated at some point, but the ending was actually pretty simple. So I like the ending, but I didn't like very much the build up to this. Like, they just added like some like random stuff at some point. There's still new nuances, tons of them. Okay. Well, anyway, let me know in the comments what do you think about the B Prime ending. Like, I got confused a lot along the way, but the ending itself seems to be pretty simple. And I quite like this ending. Where's Mutsuki, where's Sakuya? That's a good question. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. This is, yeah, kinda open ending. I mean, Mutsuki was not in the cyberspace, so she's alive. So, I mean, this is like the version where they saved Mutsuki, so Hinata and Mutsuki are probably at home, I would say. That's my theory about this. And the Mutsuki that we saw in the cyberspace was like her past self. That was like the collective data that Ashur and Marduk like absorbed. So it's like a ghost of her past self, basically, what we saw. Something like that. And Sakuya and Nabu, I have no idea. Nabu probably escaped. Like, they can't touch Nabu. Nabu is untouchable. And he's still like using the nanomachines on her probably or something. It doesn't really have to be, but whatever. Okay. Let's just let this play out. So I don't know if this is one episode or not on YouTube. It probably is not, because I think like we approached around 3 hours. So either it's going to be like 3 or maybe more hours of episodes, or it's going to be 2. We'll see. In other ending, the computers are still there. Yeah, but this is like 2 different like possible endings, right? Basically. Okay, we're after credits. Let's see if this is going to be a scene after credits or not. Okay, we have that. And okay. The reboot. Not in terms of the writing though. The other ending has computers that are still there. Technically there are arguments for the other one being maybe better. Oh, the one with the computers still alive? In terms of writing. Okay. The shimmering sun, the sparkling stream, the flourishing veranda. Okay. The far spread landscape seems just like the Garden of Eden. Within the shimmering world, Enlil alone wears an expression of agony. Okay. Pretty much. Yeah. She brings up her sword, the blade points towards herself. God damn it! Of course, Enlil, of course. When you went outside for once, yeah, this is Enlil touching grass. But gentle hands lay on top of the hands brandished the sword. Oh, there's Mutsuki, okay, so yeah, I was right, she's alive. Sudoku time. Since greets Enlil with a gentle gaze. For she too has lost the world she had protected for so long. Sin gently embraces Enlil from behind. Let's make another baby. We can start becoming a terrorist again! Wow! What a plot! Enlil's sword falls from her hands. And then she speaks while shivering. So now we are going to make actually a supercomputer and shoot it to the sky, to the moon. And now moon is going to be relevant as the space base. Okay. So the things on the moon actually will happen. So I was not that far off. The lives she had birthed, the lives she had erased with her own hands. She powerlessly gazes at those hands of hers, which could never embrace her children. Endless tears stream from Enlil's eyes. Mutsuki's embracing her hands gently stroke Enlil's arms. Overcome the curse of our flesh. Yeah. She looks at Enlil's face and smiles. Sure. The sky up above seems so serene. Enlil offers up a question to nobody in particular. I would joke, but Mutsuki's. You want me to remind you of Chusatsu? Did Marek and Archer go to heaven? There's no answer. But instead, Songbird flies off into the air as if in reply. Ingresso sits down by the river shore. He whispers in a sigh as he looks up to the sky, as if complaining to somebody there. Okay, Ningrisu is panicking because he sees grass for the first time in his life. Somebody answers Ingris's monologue.
アヌといえばわかるかしら
Go become a bodybuilder or something. Yeah, good point.
創世神。
ええ。それで
Yeah, okay. He found another goddess to follow. Okay, I see.
けどネットがこんなになっちまって。
生きるのよ。そしてそれから
I mean,
考えましょう。
okay, yeah, he didn't say the net is gone. It's messed up. Okay. I mean, they just don't have IO system and stuff. They still can like connect with biocomputers and stuff. It's not gone. It still exists. Ningrisu blinks down hard twice. Then he gets up and faces Anu. The shades of sorrow and bewilderment that had been on his face earlier no longer remain.
さすがは創世神。言うことのスケールが違うぜ。
お褒めに預かり強越至極。
I would go with her anyway, not go anywhere, not gonna lie. Yeah.
ぜひとも一緒に行かせてもらおう。あんたとならこんな俺でも。
Who was that?
そうな気がするからな。
Oh yeah, Aoi that had fun with her, right? Or something. I forgot. Sorry. Who was that? That was like in the previous road, I think. Yeah, I think it was in the previous road. To start kissing and stuff. It was to create some children with her 100%. Kosuke dad. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure which one. I can find whatever I'm looking for. Okay.
よろしい。では早速授業を始め。
The two of them slowly walks out together. There stands Onesama, her whole body dripping with water. She does not move from that spot, still dazed. Can we have a CG of that? Like a soulless statue standing still in the same state it was born.
行ってしまったんだわ。
Aww.
こそ本当に
Yeah.
私を置いて。
Erkel is standing next to her. He gently dressed her in the bathrobe. Okay. Right, they're married. I forgot. God damn it. Her sort of husband. Hi, Setsuna. No. Setsuna and her sort of husband. No, you can't do this.
あの契約は確かに互いの利益を守るためのものだ。だが俺は継続してもいいと思ってる。
Erkel brings up their pseudo marriage.
あくまであんたさえ良かった。
He turns around, blushing as he says so.
優しいのね。
Onesama dons a sad yet somehow relieved expression, as if she's been released from the evil spirit that's been possessing her.
ありがとう。少し考えてみるわ。
ああ、そうか。
Okay.
俺の方こそ。
Not only dodging outright rejection, and Erkel gains a silver of hope for the future. Onesama can't help but laugh upon seeing his
ま
reaction.
だ何にも約束してないってば。と言っても、あの子を誰かさんから奪うわけにもいかないしね。
Who do you mean? Hinata? I'm confused.
違うね。
The would-be couple warmly watches over the two faraway shadows. The boy sits with the dropping shoulders.
僕は昨夜を救え。
Yeah, okay, Hinata.
父さんももうどこにもいない。
So he lost him. Yeah, because Ashur and yeah, they disappeared, so every IO system is dead. Okay, so couldn't save Sakuya, you mean like you can't find her? Or you found her dead body? I think you just don't know where she is. So she's just like somewhere gone. Bemi approaches the depressed Hinata from up front. Her heart is overflowing with emotions, she wants to tell him. Kiss! But she swallows her words, as if she thought that now's not the time. Instead, she puts on a never-before smile on satisfaction and holds out her hands to the boy. Aw. Okay, nice.
たくさん大事なものを失ったけど、よければ一緒に進んでいかない。ユミはいつもひなたくんの隣で歩いている。
I'm sorry, dude. I just started laughing suddenly. I just read chat on stream. Yumi be like, we are going to name our daughter Sakuya. Hinata stares blankly with the expression beyond comprehension. But a few seconds later, his face collapses into depression.
僕は今まで一体何を見てきたんだろう。ユミの言う通り、生き残った者はよりよく生き続けるべきだ。
A sad smile, with tears moistening his smiling lips, he continues.
そう教えてくれたのは父さんだった。
Hinata be like, what daughter? Right, I forgot. Like, both he and Mutsuki cannot have kids. I forgot about that. That's a good point. Wi-Fi pregnancy. Oh my god. In this road though, in this ending, they don't know that. Right? Mutsuki never told him this secret, so he have no idea. He grabs the hand she's outstretched with his own. The boy borrows strength from the girl and stands up. And then? They're going to try a lot, yeah. I would like to tell the people who granted me life so long and thanks. From now on we'll walk with our own feet. Cold handing, better than age scene. Okay. What's this? Wow, we have Marduk. Suddenly. Wait, what? Why? Also, was this planned here always? Is this the same background as always? Or I'm like mad? Was this planned here before?
本当の名前はマルドゥークですが、みんなはマルちゃんと呼んでいます。優しいお母さんと凛々しいお父さん。3人仲良く暮らしています。近くにはいとこのレムお姉ちゃんや気難し屋のおじさんも住んでいます。みんなまるちゃんが大好き。でもみんな大人で同じ年頃のお友達がいません。お父さんもお母さんもみんなも大好きだけど、ちょっと寂しくてまるちゃんはため息をつきました。
まるちゃん、いい子にしていればきっといつかいいことがあるんだよ。
Someone's reading like a story or something here. This is not Marduk saying stuff.
気難し屋のおじさんはやっぱり難しい顔のまま言いました。マルドーク、いい子だ。
Okay.
おやおや、まるちゃんはすっかりお眠のようです。
Maybe Muski made a book. Me, terrorists, and my giant AI baby.
母さんが言いました。お隣に誰か引っ越してくるんだって。どんな人かな。もしかしたら新しいお友達ができるかも。まるちゃんはワクワクしながら待っていました。やがて引っ越してきた家族には、まるちゃんと同い年のアッシュくんという元気な男の子。
Oh my god, they really making like the real space story of Marduk and Ashur. They are really doing this.
お隣に挨拶に行きましょう。お母さんに手を引かれて、アッシュくんは隣の家に行きました。はじめまして。今度隣に越してきたものです。お母さんたちは何か挨拶をしています。でもアッシュくんはそれどころではありません。お隣のお母さんの後ろにいた女の子。まるちゃんが気になってしょうがなかったのです。まるちゃんに会った途端にアッシュくんは胸がドキドキして止まらなくなって、どうしようどうしよう。
Okay.
まるちゃんもアッシュくんを見て思いました。この子は友達になってくれるかな。
Oh, friend zoned already.
そうだ、思い切ってお話ししてみよう。ところがその時です。ガオー、食べちゃうぞー。アッシュくんは精一杯怖い顔を作って両手を上げて叫びました。
This is the part where Ashur attack with the red monster thing.
まるちゃんに気にかけてもらいたかったのです。ところが、まるちゃんはびっくりしてお母さんにしがみついて泣き出しました。どうしよう、まるちゃんに嫌われちゃった。アッシュくんは考えます。本当は僕、まるちゃんと仲良くしたかっただけ。よし、まるちゃんに謝ろう。アッシュくんはそう決めました。ところがまるちゃんはアッシュくんの顔を見ると、怖い怖いよ、
Yeah,
と逃げて
because
し
she
まい
got
ます。
attacked.
まるちゃんに謝りたいだけなのに、どうしたらいいのか分かりません。アッシュくんは途方に暮れて玄関先に座り込んで頬杖をつきました。
They just made the whole story of Ashur and Marduk simpler. I understand this better than the whole plot of them before. I understand stuff.
アッシュくん、まるちゃんのいとこのレムお姉ちゃんでした。僕、まるちゃんに謝りたいんだけど、口を聞いてもらえない？お姉さんに任せなさい。レムお姉ちゃんは胸を叩いてまるちゃんのお家に入っていきました。アッシュくんはじっとレムお姉ちゃんを待ち続けます。しばらくするとレムお姉ちゃんが出てきました。その、まるちゃん、ごめんなさい。アッシュくんは何度も何度も頭を下げました。するとレムお姉ちゃんの陰からまるちゃんが顔を出したのです。本当にもういじめない？うん、もう二度とあんなことはしない。アッシュくんはすっかり嬉しくなって胸を叩いて言いました。だから友達になってくれない？アッシュくんは照れくさそうに手を差し出します。まるちゃんはアッシュくんの手を取ります。ずっと私と一緒にいてくれる？アッシュくんもまるちゃんの手をしっかりと握り返します。いつまでも僕は君と一緒だよ。まるちゃんとアッシュくんはそれからずっとずっといつまでもめでたしめでたし。
It really was a book. I just heard the book closing. Martian and Ashkun love story. Oh my god. So I was right, they made a book. Oh my god. She really made a book about Ashur and Marduk. Okay, so what do we have now? Prime Road. Proof or falsehood? God damn it, I still have to choose. Chapter unlocked. What do you mean the truth or falsehood? What the fuck? Are we still going to like try to figure out what's real or not? You wrote added to defrag. Okay. Update. Something changed, definitely. I don't know what, but okay. New illustration, premium soundtrack. LE cover illustration, okay. Save, yes. So we are having new thing in Death Rack. Wait. We had logout. We have new... Oh, that's interesting. We go back. The fragmenting stuff. Huh. Okay, let's see the CG. I'll just go from like... Okay, we have like everything from road A. There's B. Then there's C. D. So we're still lacking like few things from the road E. And that. Illustration. This is the cover. Oh, that's interesting. The mirror image. Mutsuki and Sakuya. Ah! Like if they are the same. Huh. We don't have one in B, I think. Let's see. No, I have everything on B. Oh no, I don't have. Yeah, you're right. Wait, we missed one on B. Interesting. Ah. Anyway, let's check the playing log. So we have 24 endings. What the fuck? So yeah, we're still missing road A ending, B ending. I assume D bad endings. E, but now we had road B prime. True end 0. So it was 1, not I. IO, or maybe O actually. 1, 0, okay. So, anyway, everyone, let me know in the comments what do you think about this ending. Did you like it more than the previous one? I feel like I like this ending more, to be honest, but like the build up to this was worse. This is very weird. I like this. I liked this ending more, but the build up was extremely weird and uneven. But yeah, next time we're going to go to the new game and check the defrag and whatever is added there. So yeah, thanks for joining, and yeah, we'll see you next one. So click the like button if you liked the episode, subscribe for more, check my Discord, and become a member if you'd like to support me and see episodes earlier. Thank you once again, and from Pocket Watch, let's get out.